Hey guys, Bobby Lewis here, one of the co-founders of Allmoxy. I'm assuming that you got to this demo because you went to the door manufacturer page. So my assumption going through this demo will be specifically for door manufacturers or component manufacturers to some degree. And so excited to have you here. This really was built for you in every context of that phrase. I was a 10-year-old boy standing on a pallet sanding doors, and so I love and respect this side of the industry deeply, and I'm excited to be able to demo the software for you. It really, truly was built for you, for woodworkers, by woodworkers. And so, again, my name is Bobby Lewis, the VP of Sales here at Allmoxy, and I'm happy to walk you through the system. So, on the demo, you're going to see three kind of distinct views, one as an administrator, one as a customer, or one as an employee. What we do is we create yourcompany.allmoxy.com. And so it becomes your site, your branding, so on and so forth. So when you sign up for Allmoxy, pay a subscription fee, it becomes yourcompany.allmoxy.com. That can be a custom domain if you need it to be. So yourcompany.com/orders, so on and so forth. That's also possible. Just a little bit more on the subscription fee. So but I'll show you here in just a bit too. Inside the software, this becomes your branding. So your logos, your theme, your feel. The goal is that your customers, um, it's your brand, it's your experience. So we create the ability for you to give your customers a very powerful portal. We live in an Amazon age where people expect to be able to log on, buy things, to know exactly what it's going to be, how much it's going to be, so on and so forth. So, but each one of your customers are unique, and you want to give them the experience that they need with their pricing, their variables, their credit limits, so on and so forth. So with that being said, I'm going to log you in. I would love to log you in as a customer first, so you can kind of see it from the customer experience. As a door manufacturer, you just need your customers to be able to self-serve. You want them to be able to log in and see what they want to see when they want to see it, and have that experience where you're just eliminating all the communication barriers, the things that you don't want to have to say time and time again. You want those to be able to just happen automatically in the cloud, and we'll cover some of those experiences too here soon. So when a customer logs in, you're able to see their dashboard. So the customer has instant access to be able to see their account as an overview. In this case, I've got Bobby's Drawer Boxes. Bobby's Drawer Boxes has an outstanding balance, so I need to pay $5,300 is what I'm owing. And you can see on exactly what orders, how many days aging those are, etc. So with Allmoxy, we've integrated powerfully with Stripe. We do a really good job at collecting your money. So Stripe.com is a platform that we've integrated with, and we get a really aggressive, good, powerful rate. I probably won't say the exact rates. Currently today in 2025, October 2025, we're getting 2.9% rate across the board, no matter what card it is on file. But then it also allows the customers not only to be able to pay, but then to also, and I'm not showing it here in this demo instance, but there's ACH transfers, credit card transactions, or offline payments. Here on Bobby's Drawer Boxes, I only have credit card or pay later set up. I don't have anything else set up, and so that's why you're not seeing those. But you can make those available, and it's a by customer experience. So it makes it very easy for your customers to be able to pay you, for you to collect your money. I'll talk about some of the triggers later that allow high levels of automation that it really creates a powerful collections mechanism for you to be able to collect your money and to get your money, especially when you offer credit up to people. It does a tremendous job about collecting money from your customers. It really puts your customers with their account in real time so that they can see exactly what's going on, what they owe you, and available. So step one, in the context particularly of a door manufacturer, is setting up your catalog. Really, all you got to do is get your profiles, your wood types, etc. in here. Uh, we do have template catalogs. We can help you get most of the lifting done right away. So there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. I mean, a 5-piece door only has so many variables to it. So let's get you as close as we can to launch. It's very easy to come in and update these. The biggest thing to do first is for us to understand how you're pricing and get your catalog set up. So it allows your customers then to, in real time, based on the variables, get an instant price, not only know how much it's going to be, but then also we handle shipping. So you can create custom methods. So depending on the method that they choose, it adds that amount of shipping cost to the thing, to your order, dependent on weight, or whatever variables you'd like to make that dependent on. So it'll add the cost to the order. We're also calculating tax in real time depending on your customer's settings and where they're located, which is extremely important in your e-commerce structure to be able to do that. So your customers are able to get a real-time price. They understand exactly how much it's going to be, and then the next question is, when is it coming? They can request a date. So here's a goal date that they would like it. So, say it's October 6th today. They're hoping for it on the 10th, just depending on time frames. When they submit that order, you would see that, okay, I know what day they're hoping to get this job. Maybe they don't need it for a few weeks, so on and so forth. And just depending on your time frames, your turnaround, so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and log out of the customer view. You're welcome to log in as this customer view, but this is kind of the customer experience. But I'd like to show you, okay, now once a customer hits submit order, what all is taking place. This is where the real magic of Allmoxy happens. When you think of Allmoxy in the context of the business operations systems, it's all those things that have to take place without someone having to go and do all of those things. It creates the ability to scale and to handle mass quantities of orders. So, of course, we have, across the top, we could go into all of these, but particularly I want to focus on orders. So, once your order system is set up, and you have your catalog built out, and in order to do that process, we use your team and our team to collaborate and to make that happen. And we can go more into that later, but from the order perspective, so I say the idea is to be able to get orders in, right? So when I was manufacturing doors as a door shop, the average the highest traffic time that I would have was after 6 p.m., which was interesting. So most of my orders were coming in after 6 p.m. So while I was in my pajamas, people were buying from us, which was awesome. And so we would come into a load of orders, and in this context, we'll go look at, okay, so we've got this set of doors that have come in. Customers saw their price in real time, so on and so forth, and hit submit. They requested the 11th. So in this case, there's so many things that Allmoxy does that you can have it do automatically. So, for example, resource allocation. So it's saying, okay, I have 171 board feet of alder on hand, and based on this order, I've calculated up and I'm going to need 76 board feet. And looks like I've got alder on back order. So what it's doing is taking your current inventory levels. It knows based on these inventory levels how many you have on hand, what the minimum quantity you want to have on hand is, and when you order in groups of. So say, for example, you wanted to order a full unit, you could do that. And then it's totaling those up and saying, okay, well, based on everything that has come in, these are the items that I need to buy. And so it will add to the purchase order system the need to be able to purchase those. Once you buy those, it composes an email, sends those. And once you receive those, you mark them as received. And you can see it showing which orders are pending that supply. So it really does put, you can come in and order, whatever you need to instantly. It is a very fast purchase order system. Um, if I go back to the order here, I can see also that it's created parts list. So panel list, styles and rails list. These are customizable, so you can make any layer of things that you want. But then you can also send that information to different machinery. So you can compose it to where it will create for example, the S90 or an upcut saw or a tiger stop saw. Those would show up here. You would just click on it, or you could say, when order is verified, send file to machine, uh, so on and so forth. So no one has to go and compile those. It's really powerful in the context of a door manufacturer, because in most cases you're able to talk to the upcut saws or rip saws, so on and so forth, and no one has to go and create those files. Those are just created in the process of customers saying buy now. When they submit the order, it auto creates those lists and those files for the machines once you've configured them at the very start. It also creates an invoice, a packing slip, maybe some shipping labels. If you want to do a shipping label, you can have it create those. And then you'll notice here on um, the order document, there's a barcode, and we'll go into that in just a minute. But so once you give it a delivery date, you say, okay, I'm going to verify this order, and I'm going to go ahead and put this into the plant. They want it on the 11th. I don't have a truck going on that day, but I could send it on Friday. So let's go ahead and send it early. So now, if I go to my reports and click on the work schedule, so I've now set that into the production. Said, okay, that's good to go. Now I'm going to go to the hardwood fronts line, and I can see that I've got these orders ready to go into production. Typically, in most cases, you're going to have a lot more orders inside of this filter. This is just a fake instance as a form of demonstration. But as I click on Start Job, because that's the one that needs to go next, takes me to the packing list. And I can either print this or just use a manual tracking system or use a digital tracking system through the shop. And notice the barcode. So we do have the ability in the process to be able to scan through stations, through labor processes. So if I click on labor processes and go to my hardwood fronts, I can see, okay, these are the steps that I want to track and or scan to and or at least know that I've gone through. And then your barcode, you can scan to those different stations. You can also do, you can mark in and out. So you can do time tracking where you're marking in and out. You can do a scanning station where it's just the job as a whole, or you can go down to the item level. You can show every single line item, and I'll show you that here in just a minute on the shipping report. So at some point, you get down into the shipping bay. Let's go out a few days, maybe look at what we need to ship. So we've completed our processes. We've done those things. Oh, one thing to mention too, on those barcodes, Allmoxy has one of the most powerful functions, which is called triggers. One of my favorite triggers. Triggers are those things that you want to take place. So triggers are events that you want to have happen, something to take place automatically when another thing triggers that to happen. So for example, down on my AccuSystems table, where the data was automatically sent to, and we would check the size of the doors. As soon as they were all complete, I would mark the job, and that would fire an email to the customer, trigger an email to the customer to tell them that the job was complete, that the doors were all there, they were sized square, ready to go and on a pallet, sanded and prepared, and that it would be going on such and such shipping method depending on what they had chosen. And it was just a way of triggers allow you to communicate instantly without anyone having to do that. So another example of a trigger would be I want to trigger an email to the customer every time a job is verified. Verify order comes in, it's verified, triggers email to customer to tell them we've received your order, it's coming on such and such a date that's been set as the delivery date on this method. And it's just a form of over communicating without someone having to do all those variables. It allows you to scale your front office tremendously. And then eventually we make it down to the shipping report, triggers firing all along the way as necessary. You can even write triggers by customer if you'd like to. Another variable is here in the shipping bay, okay, we want to see what needs to go, but we also see this, so payment needed. So we can see this Clanton closets we need to collect 4778.52 before we ship that. And it's a way of making sure that your financial systems and your shipping department are in lockstep with one another. So once that's cleared up, then we'll be able to mark that as shipped, click on shipped, and that will mark that as a shipped item. So that means that this job's now gone on a truck, and I could even have that trigger an email to the customer, notify them that it's on the truck on its way, so on and so forth. So in this case of Clanton Closet, if I go here, I can see very clearly what's due, what's past due, so on and so forth. That's another very powerful example of a trigger that I love. Allmoxy does a very good job at helping you collect your money. So say in this instance, there's 4413 that's past due, it's aging. So not only is it starting to charge finance charges, or you can do that automatically, you can also see that these items are 12 days aging. So an example of a way to use a trigger here is you can say, when it's 1 day aging, send email, tell them to collect. Or that they email them, tell them they need to pay with a link to pay. Send another one at 5 days, another one at 10 days, 30 days, whatever kind of variables you want to add there. My experience using Allmoxy was I went from a 62 days average aging on 30-day terms. I ended up at a 14 days average aging on 30-day terms. So because it's so easy to just pay, the customer is not only notified in real time, but every time they log into order, they're seeing it, and it becomes very powerful for them to be able to pay you. So there's lots and lots of triggers. There's also levels of company management. So you want to see different companies and what they're doing with you. There's a lot of reporting. Or another thing with companies is, okay, I want to see all the companies who have this tag that don't have this tag who are in this region, for example. It allows you to really see very clear. I want to see all door customers, who are super picky. That's kind of a funny tag, but you can tag those, or tier 1. I want to see all door customers that are tier 1. Looks like I don't have any tier 1 door customers. So okay, so here's my list of door customers, and I got a promotion going. I would love to email them, copy that, send them an email. So there's a lot of really powerful functions too in the way of customer relationship management. And then of course, so now we've done all these things, but we need to hand that information off. The majority of what we see is QuickBooks Online. So with the QuickBooks Online integration, that allows you to put in your QuickBooks Online in credentials in your integrations tab, and that allows when a payment's made for it to be made in QuickBooks also. When an invoice is created, so on and so forth. So it puts your two systems in lockstep with one another. It's a very powerful integration. We also have a lot of integrations to be able to connect to and from all sorts of things. So say, for example, with Zapier, you would like to connect to a Google Doc. So you wanted to, when this happens, I want to trigger a file. Or there's many ways that you could use the integrations, but we also have a full API with documentation there. So we really can integrate with any level of CRM or MES. We have someone connecting it to a machine system right now that when it moves the sheet out, it will mark a sheet of material out of the system, for example. So we have lots and lots of ways for you to be able to integrate. Again, there's tons of reporting, lots of reporting. So if you want to look at like profiles, okay, who's ordered this profile? Say what's the most most ordered panel profile, what's the most ordered wood type that we have right now, given by different date ranges, so on and so forth. So you can see lots and lots of things that way. Schedule capacity reports, for loading up days, at what point do I have too many doors on that particular day and need to move it to the next one, so on and so forth. Inventory usage, projection reporting. There's lots and lots of different reporting. Allmoxy truly was built for door manufacturers, by door manufacturers. We no longer own that business. We've since been acquired by a private equity firm, and now all we do is um, empower manufacturers in the context of software. And it truly is a personal thing for us in the context of door manufacturers, especially. That's what my dad did. I watched that as a little boy as my dad came into the door manufacturing space, and then we built these automated tools and these powerful things specifically for that, to be able to scale that operation to the point that we were acquired by a private equity firm. And so when it comes to door manufacturers, we hear you, we see you. We're very excited that you're interested in our software. We would love to connect more, answer any questions, and also allow you to be able to register or subscribe to the system.